Hey, what is up guys, Tava here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to quickly, cheaply, and easily create super cinematic product B-roll that transforms from this into this. Okay, so now that you've seen some of those sample shots, let me show you the super simple setup I've been using to get all of these shots captured entirely inside of a bedroom. So to start, let's look at the background. As you can see here, it's literally just a blanket. It's a blue blanket because I couldn't actually find a black blanket, but because it's so dark in the background, the color doesn't really matter that much. It just needs to be dark. As you can see, the windows are pretty much closed. There's not much light coming in. I've tried to block it off as best as I can, but a little bit of light does come through. That's not super crucial, but you want it to be as dark as possible. Then over here on the floor, I have my single video light. This is just a super cheap, like $30 video light. I have lighting the side of my subject, which is lit up on this little stand right here I just found around in my house. And then over here, I have my camera on a slider. You can replace the slider with something else that I'll touch on later, which is super easy and you can do for free, but basically just a camera on a slider, super simple, pointing at the subject, with the background behind it, creating a black background. So let me turn off the lights and show you how I shoot some of these shots super easily, basically for free. Okay, so this here is gonna be quite hard to see because it is so dark in here, but I'm gonna try my best to illustrate the effect that's going on here and just demonstrate how you can get these super cinematic product shots very easily using basically no gear. So first of all, let's jump into our camera settings here. Let's just turn it up. If I start recording, you can see what my shot looks like right now. As you can see, the background looks very dark and black, which is the shot we're going for. As you can see, it's very moody. I might try and raise the exposure just a little bit here, but I can also just raise the light. And as you can see, as I move the light around here, it gives very unique looks to this product, which is actually Romanesco. It's a really cool plant, but as you can see, the shadows move around. The light rotates and really just emphasizes that product. And without revealing the background, if we point it to the back, you can kind of see the background there, but if we keep the light focused on the product itself, you can see the shot that we're going for. And also what I have here is this super DIY thing I created, which basically I can rotate this product. It's levitating, so I can kind of rotate it around so you can see on the camera, you can see the different angles of the product. So if you combine that with the light moving around, for example, you get this super dynamic shot. And one more thing I learned from a YouTuber named Daniel Schiffer is that if you add some spray, some just water spray to your product like this, just spray it on your product, give it some water around it, it really adds a lot to the shot. You might not see it that much in this shot specifically, but in a lot of different shots, it's just gonna add a whole dynamic layer to the shot, making it look more professional. Another thing to note is that you really wanna bring your subject away from the background. So if the subject is directly up against the background, any light you have is gonna spill on the background and you're gonna be able to see it. So the further you bring your subject back from the background, the darker the background is gonna look. And another thing is that if you have your camera in a wide field of view, like you can see right here, I see the entire scene, so I can see the lights around it and not just the central area. So what I like to do is zoom in as much as possible on my shot, so it's really just compressing the background, and then you just have your subject, the background, and nothing else in the shot, and this really just emphasizes your product and makes it look as good as it can. So let me just shoot a sample clip here. The first thing I like to do is bring it into focus where I want the shot and then lock off the focus, so it's in manual mode. It's not gonna move around and mess up the shot. Now the few options I have are either gonna be to slide into the shot while moving the light around, so we get this cool looking shot like that, super simple like that. We can also do the option where we just have the light in a set location and we're gonna rotate the product as we bring the camera in, so something like this. Or we have the option where the camera's in a fixed location and I'm gonna rotate it as I'm moving the light around, so something like this. As you can see, the product's kind of shaking around, but this is just a really basic example of the idea and the concept, and you can always execute it more professionally in an actual situation. And obviously, if you're doing these B-roll shots with more than just yourself, you can do all of these combinations combined with more help, but by myself, it's kind of limited into the types of shots I can actually do, but as you can see, you can still create really cool shots in your bedroom by yourself. Okay, so now let's try another product. This time I'm gonna be trying this jar from a store. It is actually the kind of product you might see commonly used in a shot like this. For this example, we just have these fire roasted peppers in this jar here, and I'm just gonna put it on top of this water bottle. I find that a water bottle has a really nice size, especially these metal ones where you can rotate it and it creates a nice platform to just place products on. So if you have a hydro flask or something like that, I think this works really well. You can also use mugs, other objects like that you find around your house. Super simple. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the light on, zoom in my camera here a little bit, and then I'm gonna put this water spray on this product because I feel like the water might emphasize this product a little bit, just to give it a little bit of that fling, just make it look a little bit colder. I don't know, something cool like that. And it also makes the light pick up on it a little bit better and helps to reduce the reflections from the light. Okay, so with framing the shot, I can already see that my camera sees too much of the bottom here. My backdrop doesn't come far enough forward, so I'm gonna remove it from this platform I have it on, move it closer to the ground, and move the camera more up towards the subject. So you have to make sure that you can't see the ceiling, but if you're looking up towards the subject a little bit, it gives a really nice perspective to bring in that subject, really emphasize this product. So we're gonna make sure it's centered here and we'll get to shooting. Okay, so let's turn off the house lights here so we have that actual dark background that we're going for. And now let's take a look at the shot inside the camera right here. Let's pull the focus and just kind of move in and out. And as you can see already, instantly, that just looks so good. It's just crazy. Like instantly inside your room, you can make a shot like this look insanely good. And so let's add a little bit more of that spray here, just so you can see what it does. It just gives those little droplets, makes it look like a colder product, makes it look like it's actually on the shelf. So with lighting a shot like this, especially if you have glass in it, it gets a lot harder just because glass picks up those reflections. As you can see here, there's a really hard spot with the light, and that's really not what you want. So when it comes to this, the LED light panel isn't great. You have to diffuse the light a little bit better, but because there's a label on this one, I get a bit of a pass. But if there is a full glass bottle like this, you're really gonna have to reflect the light or move the light somewhere else, move it further away, as well as diffuse it with some paper or some parchment or something like that, just to get the light a lot softer so you don't get those hard spots. But in this situation, I think it's working pretty well. I'm thinking here, because we have this dark and light divide right here, I might actually just zoom in the shot all the way and get that nice contrast between the shots. So I'm just gonna move it up, change the focus a little bit so we're focused on the product here, move the light back a little bit more even, and then I think I'm just gonna might do like a rotate shot right here where we reveal the title of this product. So as you can see, if we just slide back like this and then slide in, you get a sweet looking shot like that. I'm so happy with how that looks. Now, if we want to make one of those cool light rotation shots, all we have to do is bring the light to the top here. What I like to do is start kind of behind it or above it and then twist and bring the light into frame like that. You kind of just have to mess around and see what works, but something like that looks pretty dang sweet. All right, so again, let's turn off the house lights, get that off here. We're gonna turn on our little LED light on the side. As you can see with my camera shot here, instantly you just bring the light over and boom, it's just an amazing shot. You don't wanna light up the background again because you can see the background there. We are quite close to it. So what we're gonna be doing here is basically the same idea I had in that coffee bean shot, which is as I slide in, I bring the light from one side over the top and then move it to the other side so you have that nice shadow fall off from side to side. But super easy to get. Let's just bring the slider in and then shoot this shot. Super easy to do and a really neat shot. Okay, so now let's say that you don't have a camera slider or an LED video light. All you have is your camera and your phone. So what we're gonna be doing now is sliding the camera on literally a piece of paper, just sliding it nice and forward. You can do this if it's on a book or on a hardwood floor or something like that. It works really well, honestly. And then I'm just gonna be using my camera light to light the scene. And you can see the shot I get is very similar to the original. So let's shoot it right now. So obviously it's not exactly the same shot, but it's still astounding how much you can do super cheaply in a bedroom. So I think it's pretty clear from those shots and the behind the scenes of those shots that it's pretty easy to capture really cool product photography B-roll inside of basically any location with very little gear. And just to emphasize this point even further, I shot a few iPhone shots using the same technique but just with a phone, and as you can see, they turned out pretty good as well. Obviously, shooting these shots on an iPhone is much more difficult. You don't have the field of view options and it's just gonna be a lot more challenging, but you can accomplish pretty similar shots using a phone. But anyway, that's basically it for today. If you liked any of the music in this video, or if you want to find really high quality commercial music or any other type of music, be sure to check out today's sponsor, which is Artlist. I use their music in most of my videos just because of how high quality it is, so if you want to get 2 months free on their annual plan, be sure to click the link in my description down below and they'll set you up. And again, Artlist is a great resource for commercial work, so be sure to check it out, link in description. Anyway, that's it for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe because it helps me out a ton, helps this channel, and I will see you all the next time.